Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you get your green gear 25% off. Promo code Jericho1, all caps, the number one. And so there's a few things I want to talk about. I'm gonna try to get to all three of them. Whatever happens, the last one is going to be absolutely ridiculous. So first, the Chauvin trial. Anybody heard of that? The officer who was convicted of killing George Floyd. We all remember the trial and the verdict. Well, that could possibly be undone. Not a shocker. Because, well, now as of today, the lawyer for Officer Chauvin has requested a new trial. Why? Well, there's a litany of reasons. Number one, the family got paid before the trial. So that pool that the jurors could be selected from, that could send a message of guilt of Officer Chauvin, being that the family was paid off already. Because, well, they paid him, so the officer must have done something wrong. So that plants the seed. Number two, they should have held the trial somewhere outside of Minneapolis, maybe outside of the state of Minnesota. Is that possible? Can you move a trial to another state, or does it have to be in the state that the crime was committed in, the alleged crime was committed in? I don't know, but it damn sure should not have been held in Minneapolis, but it was. Number three, the jury should have been sequestered. They should have been cut off from society. They should have been put in a hotel, and they should have gone from the hotel to the courthouse every day until the trial was done. Give me your phones, all that shit. No social media, no Googling, no nothing. No talking to your family so they can tell you what they saw on TV. None of that shit. I remember going through that. I was sequestered. Anybody who served in the United States military has been sequestered, or any military really. I assume they all do it this way. When you get to boot camp, you are cut off from the outside world. The day you graduate boot camp, here is my impression of everybody. I don't care if it's the Navy, the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, the Puddle Pirates, the Coast Guard. Sorry about that. I don't care who you are, what country you're in. Here is you the day you graduate boot camp and you are reconnected with the outside world. Okay, let me shake it off. You ready, guys? Here we go. In 3, 2. What? Who died? What artist is that? I never heard of that song. What movie came out? Who is that? Our new president's who? What happened? That's you. Because you don't know shit. We didn't read newspapers, magazines. We didn't even glance at a TV walking past a break room. There was none of that. We were completely disconnected from the outside world, and the jury should have been too. Number 4, you had 2 of the jurors come out. One was an alternate, one was an actual juror. And I believe the alternate was a lady. And she was saying how no matter what happened, we had to come out with a guilty verdict. Because if we didn't, what was going to happen to the city? The same damn thing that happened last summer to a whole bunch of shithole Democrat cities. Number 2, they would have come to their house. You can't have that shit. The mob doesn't want to hear, I was doing my duty as a citizen. The mob doesn't want to hear, but that was the evidence presented to us. The mob doesn't want to hear that. The mob wants to fuck your property up and probably hurt or kill the inhabitants. That's what they want. That's why they're called a mob. They're not called an organized group of people willing to have a reasonable conversation. That's not what they're called. They're called a mob. That's what have shown up to who would have shown up to their house. So you got a mob outside. All they're missing are the pitchforks and the torches. And what happens if one of them gets shot? Because they stepped across your property line. A whole mess that I'm sure these people did not want to deal with. The other juror, they got a picture of this fool with the "get your foot off of my neck," a picture of Martin Luther King, and on the bottom it says BLM. BLM, who's that? Black Lives Matter? But that's not the truth. Oh, CBLM, Certain Black Lives Matter, that group. The one who burned half the damn country. The one who destroyed people's businesses and some lives. That group. The group that kicked off the riots in the city that the trials held in, and who were holding up the man whose life was allegedly taken by the man who's on trial. He had a shirt with their logo. Side note, I am so sick and tired of these race pimping pieces of shit using the image of Martin Luther King to push their bullshit agenda. Martin Luther King wouldn't have had part with your damn BLM. Stop putting him on the face of your bullshit organization to get people to accept it. Get your foot off of my neck. Martin Luther King was doing shit when there was real racism, when there really was systemic racism. This boogeyman you talk about, this long defunct thing or group that you're talking about, he was there when it was alive and well. He died, he got arrested, he marched and put blisters on his damn feet. So today you can sit back and not have to worry about that shit. Anyway, so when you become a juror, I hate saying juror, but when you are serving on the jury, there's questions that it's a questionnaire that you have to fill out. And one of the questions is basically, have you ever protested against this, or have you ever had anything to do with anything that's against this or for this? Are you affiliated, associated, all these words? And this man said no. And there's also a quote of him saying, we have to get on these juries to affect change, to spark change. Basically, we got to get on these juries and start prosecuting these cops or letting these colored perpetrators off so we can spark some racial justice, whatever that bullshit means. So basically, they handed a retrial or mistrial to the defense on a silver platter. What was this dude thinking? Do you think these pictures wouldn't come out in this doxing era that we live in? You think they wouldn't know that? He has a podcast talking all this shit. So this dude is basically going to hand them a mistrial. Why did the judge not sequester the jury? They should have been cut off, but no, they're allowed to go home. What did they not? No, all 12 of them didn't turn their TV on. All the alternates didn't turn their TV on. None of them have been watching TV or their internet or their phone for the last year. That's why the trial should have been moved in the first place. And if that's not bad enough, remember James Brown? God dang it. Not James Brown. Aunt Pearl from 227. No, that's not right. Mad Mac? No. Yeah, Maxine Waters. Yeah. My bad. Her, James Brown. They're both, to me, they're the same. They look exactly the same. Look at a split screen of them both. Tell me they don't look exactly the same. James Brown's mom would get confused. She would be hesitant. Oh, that's not my baby. Is that my, damn, I can't tell which one's my baby. You want to see a split screen of them? Actually, you want to see a picture of all three of them together? Go to JG Talk on Instagram. There's a picture of one of the clips of all three of them together. You pick out Maxine Waters from the group. Anyway, remember that dummy was coming out saying, oh, this verdict has to be guilty, guilty, guilty. It's first-degree murder. All that shit. The jury was able to hear and see that because they weren't sequestered. So we'll see what happens. The lawyer asked for a retrial, asked for a new trial. I hope he gets it. He deserves it. If Chauvin gets convicted when shit's above board, 100% honest, done the right way, fine. That was bad. I've said it before. When he was out, you should have taken your knee off of his neck. An unconscious person presents no threat to anybody. Now, that's a big dude. If he was wrestling, fighting back, you guys want to hold him down, that's fine. But the dude was unconscious. Why are you still kneeling on him? Why is anybody still touching him at all? Anyway, we'll see what happens. I think he will get the new trial. Number two, the second thing I want to talk about. Now, people, I see in the comment section sometimes, oh, Jericho, the language. Well, you're not going to like this because I'm going to use the worst curse word in the American language, in the America's version of English. And I don't mean this word like British people mean it. I don't mean to say, oh, you bloody cunt. No, that's not how I'm about to say this word. This woman, I will put a link in the description box to the video of this woman And that's only because she has the physical parts of a woman. She certainly wasn't acting very ladylike in this video, but she was pulled over by a cop, black woman. So she's shielded from all ridicule. Not here. This woman was pulled over by this cop in LA County somewhere. And when I say right when he walked up, I mean right when he walked up. The first words out of this woman's mouth was, "You're a murderer. You're a murderer. You're here to kill me." She had her kid in the car. So his little mind is already poisoned by this bullshit. She's all, "You're here to murder me and my son." Right, that cop pulled you over so he can put a bullet in you and a small child. Side note, this woman's a teacher. I believe it's my son and I, you ignorant bitch. Wait until you see this video. She berates this cop from word one. "You're here to murder me. You're racist." Then she starts getting racist, saying that you're a Mexican and you'll always be a Mexican. You'll never be white. I know you want to be white. You murderer, talking all this shit. Now, here comes the word I warned you about. Earmuffs, turn the video off, pause it, turn the volume down. Whatever you got to do. This woman was acting like, here it comes, a cunt. That's what she was. And like I said, I don't mean it like the British do. They mean it in a nice way, not me. That's what this woman was being. She was an honest to goodness, 100% organic piece of shit. And I believe officers, male officers, should have a female officer come with them, and their only job is to slap the shit out of stupid bitches like this. All that female officer should have on her belt is a container of Johnson & Johnson's baby powder to get her hand ready to slap the shit out of women like this. This woman is absolutely disgusting. She is what's wrong with America. She is what's wrong with people, with society's relationship with law enforcement. This woman right here. She should be a prime candidate to have a hysterectomy so she can't have more kids and poison their minds too. You're saying this to your kid? Imagine what she tells him in the privacy of her own home. And it was all over a cell phone ticket. She was on her phone and she shouldn't have been. And the officer, she's like, "Let me speak to your supervisor." So the supervisor shows up. She didn't have her driver's license. But wait a minute. Tell me who this is, guys. Well, people of color, they don't know how to use the internet and they don't have access to driver's licenses. This isn't the mall. Who's that? Yeah, our grandpa in chief said that people of color, and you're talking about black folks, don't have access to ID. There's my wife again, texting me in the middle of a video. So you told me we don't have access to it, but this black lady cracked the code because she has one. She didn't have it with her. She had a picture of it. Why do you have a picture of your ID? I have my ID, so I don't need a picture of it. Anyway, he let that woman slide with that. Now, I'm no cop, but I'm pretty sure driving a vehicle without your driver's license is breaking a rule. Probably could have got her for that too, but no, officer was cool. She's like, "I'm a teacher." He said, "Congratulations." I like how he played it. That officer played it perfect. Now, if we're being hunted, LeBronica, you silly bitch, if we're being hunted and we're being targeted and all these cops are Elmer Fudd's out here trying to kill them, a dark person, then why didn't that cop take her phone, delete the video, take out his service pistol, and kill her and her son, since that's why he was there and that's what all of them do? Why not? And you know what I saw the other day? Blew my mind, because I thought that all cops, especially white cops, hated black people. There's a video of this officer called to the scene, and he saves a little black girl's life because she was drowning. He's pumping on her chest, talking to her. "Stay with me, honey." Honey? I thought he hates those little bastards. Those little dark bastards. All low on the color chart and shit. "Stay with me, honey. You'll be fine." They interviewed the cop. He said, "I saw my little girl there. She has the same bathing suit. You mean to tell me cops have hearts and they have families and lives too? If I have pearls, I clutch them right now. This woman is a disgusting piece of dog shit. No offense to any pieces of dog shit watching this video. But I would not have been mad if that officer had somebody come on the scene and slap the absolute shit out of this woman. Should have slapped the taste out of her mouth for the disgusting, foul way that she was acting. And again, you didn't have your license on you and you were talking on your cell phone. It could have got you for both, but he was cool and let your stupid ass go. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description box. If your blood doesn't boil, if you don't get a single drop of blood out of your nose watching this shit, this is everything wrong with this country. These are the people who are pushing us down the path of a race war. Spewing poison like this, telling their kids that shit. What if this kid doesn't run into somebody in their life to change that poison? To give them the antidote? What if that kid doesn't run into a cop that shows him, oh shit, they're not all like this? What if the poison his mom put in his brain sticks with him and he passes it on to his kids? That's how this shit gets perpetuated and passed on because of stupid ass people like that. That woman is a disgusting piece of shit. Oh, well, ran a little longer than I thought. Forget it. Let's press on. I'm going to say it anyway, because I did promise that at the end, I'm going to tell you about some silly shit. So, God, somebody pinch me. This can't be real. Kamala, the Ugandan / Indian nightmare. She was caught kissing her and I'm going to go ahead and say it. This shit sounds weird when they say the second gentleman. That shit, it sounds weird. Whatever. Her and her husband, Doug, she's getting on a plane or whatever, and they kiss each other goodbye. And they both have masks on when they kiss. Man, get out of here with that shit. Now, are we listening to the CDC or not? Who's listening to them? You're not. Last week, they told us that if you are double vaccinated, you could be outside with no mask. Strike number one. They're outside, they both have masks on, and there's only like 4 or 5 people around them. They said you only needed them if you're in large crowds or you're indoors. They were clearly outdoors, not in a large crowd. Why do you have your mask on? You fools should be the first 2 people in the world to not have your mask on if you don't have to show people that once you get the vaccine, you'll be all right. We're going to pull through this. Look at me. I'm out here with no mask on. Look at our normals coming back. That's what you 2 jackasses should be doing. But you're not smart enough. If they took hers and our Grandpa and Chief's brain cells and they hooked them up to like electrodes, there wouldn't be enough power to turn on an easy bake oven. You remember what those were? The little kid's oven with basically a light bulb in it, and it took 12 hours to bake a cake. These fools couldn't do that. Why are you out there with no mask? Number 2, why are you kissing each other with masks on? What the fuck? Then what's the point of getting the vaccine if you fools are still behaving like you haven't had the vaccine? I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that the president and vice president might be getting the best fucking health care in the world. And you dummies still have your mask on outside? And another thing, Doug, why are you kissing Kamala Harris in the mouth? Do you know where that mouth has been? Do you know what she does with that thing? Maybe that's why he had his mask on when he kissed her, because he does know where that mouth has been. These fools are dumb as shit. Why do you have a mask on outside? If you've been double vaccinated, why are you kissing your husband with a mask on? That's your husband. You live together. That's part of the deal. If you're married, hey, if I got it, you got it. If I'm sick, you're sick. What are you doing? That's your man. Get out of here with that shit. You should have seen these fools. Wait, we just ain't kissing. I'm not kissing my wife with no damn mask on. That is ridiculous and stupid. You live together. They probably wear masks in the house. Oh, dog. Look it up. Just Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever you do. Harris kisses husband mask. Man, it's the stupidest shit. I bet he doesn't know where that mouth is being. He's like, I need all the protection I can get. Man, these people suck. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone, link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.